This episode brought to you by W Energy Drinks. Link for discount in the description down below.
So, is this the second or the third video game movie franchise I reviewed? I think it's the third.
After the smash hit of the first Five Nights at Freddy's, a sequel was officially confirmed by Blumhouse Studios with the original cast from the first movie, plus newcomers like McKenna Grace, Wayne Knight, and Skeet Ulrich. While it was a commercial success, grossing $240 million worldwide against a budget between $36 to $51 million, it still received negative reviews from critics.
So, just like the first movie.
And just like the first movie, I didn't see the movie in theaters because I'm a cheapskate who needs money for food and rent. So I thought I would give this movie a look to see if the critics were right or not.
This is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I don't know how to segue this, so spoilers.
We start the movie in the 1980s where Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria was a big hit.
Don't know whether I should do a Chuck E. Cheese joke or not.
We then see a young girl named Charlotte Emily, played by Audrey Lynn Murray, and her friend, a young Vanessa, played by Miriam Spunkin, gives her a Faz Cola.
Ew. Tastes like gasoline.
Well, we couldn't get the rights to Coca-Cola, but there's a bear mascot on it. So there's that.
Charlotte sees William Afton, who kidnapped a boy, and tries to get help from an adult, but they all ignore her.
Now this feels like Chuck E. Cheese.
Charlotte managed to rescue the boy, but was killed by William in front of a crowd.
I don't know if this is part of the show.
We cut to 20 years later where Vanessa, played by Elizabeth Lally, gets a call from Mike, played by Josh Hutcherson, as Abby, played by Piper Rubio, listens in on their conversation, and Jeremiah, played by Thaddeus Crane, stops by as Abby goes to school, as they talk about Mike's day with Vanessa.
All I'm saying is, she's got crazy eyes, Mike.
Well, to be fair, a lot of women do. You know I'm right. Don't tell me you never dated someone that has a check on you every 10 minutes. I dare you. I freaking dare you.
It also said that there was a festival around this time related to what happened in the first movie, and we hear that the aunt got incarcerated for starting the stories.
Okay, I know I should make a joke about this, but to be fair, we do celebrate legends after historical events and have festivals around them.
So, as it turns out, Abby still talks about her experience at Freddy's, and she gets along with some of the kids at school. As we come to the robotics class taught by Mr. Berg, played by Wayne Knight. Again, no relation, as he is not a big fan of Fast Fest.
It's a mockery of everything that true robotics stands for.
I should know. I worked on Jurassic Park. The good one.
As you can see, Abby isn't a fan of this class, and can you blame her? The teacher is kind of a jerk to her.
Robotics isn't for everyone.
What is with the media and hiring teachers who graduated from Dick Hole University?
But then her friend Daniel, played by Gavin Border, said that she could fix her friends. As she goes home and helps Mike get ready, and before he leaves, Abby asks if she could see her friends at Freddy's.
You could try making some friends with some real kids.
My friends are real kids.
Awkward. Anyway, we see Mike meet up with Vanessa at a restaurant and having more awkward conversations. As we find out, Mike was lying to protect Abby, and Mike wants Vanessa to talk about her dreams for once.
You're never going to be free of your dad until you deal with some of the mess he left in your head.
Well, I tried, but that movie that was Seth Green really messed up with my head a bit.
Mike returns home to see Abby went back to Freddy's, only to see that her friends are gone. Mike tries to make it up to her, but Abby sees a fast talker.
Which sounds gimmicky the more I say it.
And Mike sees a flyer about the Fazbear murders. Meanwhile, we come across a ghost hunter group with members Lizzie, played by McKenna Grace, Alex, played by Tio Brino, and Rob, played by David Andrew Calviano, are heading to the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria.
We have VIP treatment this time. No breaking and entering required.
That's how most paranormal YouTube channels start.
The group meets up with the security guard, Michael, played by Freddie Carter.
Okay, I kind of looked up this guy on IMDb, and To be fair, this isn't his first video game rodeo.
Michael gives them a tour, introducing them to Toy Freddy, Toy Chica, and Toy Bonnie, but Toy Foxy wasn't able to be finished.
Kids can be so heartless.
The ghost hunters do a Scooby-Doo method of splitting up as one of the hunters, Rob, gets jump scared and falls into the river.
What kind of kid would want to come here?
Have you seen the fan base of this franchise? I'm sure plenty of kids will want to come here.
Lisa comes across the music box and turns it off, unleashing the marionette and attacking Lisa to possess her. Alex is killed by the mechanical Foxy, and Rob gets killed by, I swear to God, mini marionette toys underwater.
I know this is supposed to be a scary scene, and some people use humor as a defense mechanism, but this scene is just hilarious on itself.
Michael checks in with Lisa, who is possessed by the marionette, and chases Michael out of the restaurant.
All that's missing is her holding a red balloon and saying, "They all float."
Welcome back, Charlotte.
Who's Charlotte? And how do you know that name?
Abby tries to get a hold of her friends while working on her project, as we cut to Vanessa as she tries to go to the gym, but is still haunted by her memories of her father.
Please, Vanessa. Easy.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
So Vanessa uses a dream sequence to try to overcome her fear of her father, as we witness different versions of her fighting him off in the dream sequence.
You shall always be mine.
Let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.
There, I did a scream joke.
Meanwhile, Abby gets a message from the fast talker and sneaks out.
I will show you the way.
Do you know that way? Dang it, Adrian. Abby rides her bike to the original Freddy's location.
Which even in movie logic I call BS.
Abby walks in and meets up with Toy Chica, voiced by Megan Fox, and gives her a big hug.
Yeah, who knew a little girl hugging a Freddy Fazbear animatronic could be so adorable?
Vanessa visits Mike and Abby at their house, only for Abby to jump scare her.
Haven't you ever played hide and seek? First rule is always check behind the doors.
No, my family usually plays hide the body in the animatronic.
Abby shows Vanessa her project and tells her that she went to the original Fazbear Pizzeria, while Mike tells her that he got into contact with the father of the late Charlotte and finds out that she and Vanessa used to be friends. Vanessa got upset and left. The next day comes as Mike drops Abby off at her middle school and Vanessa goes searching in the Fazbear location.
I know I haven't played any of the games, but what the hell's a gun gonna do in this situation?
She comes across the marionette's music box and looks inside. It gets even sillier when Vanessa tries to talk to Charlotte through the speakers and does a Pennywise by running up to Vanessa to kidnap her.
How can I not laugh at this?
At the science fair, Abby tries to show off her project, but Mr. Book breaks her robot, making her upset and run off, getting another funny line.
Such a dick, Mr. Bird.
Who said that?
I saw you on Seinfeld. I know what you're like.
Abby heads to Fazbear's to tell Chica what happened, and she also tells Abby that there's a code to release all the animatronics, and Vanessa is tied up and is forced to tell them the code to unlock them, and they call the taxi guy from the first movie to take them back to the school.
I gotta get a new job.
Meanwhile, Mike meets up with Henry, played by Skeet Ulrich, to talk about his late daughter Charlotte, and Mike sees the boat write in one of the newspapers and tries to call the school to find Abby, and hung up.
What an asshole.
How can no one laugh at this? It is so unbelievably insane.
Even when Mike tries to find Abby and Henry gives him a music box to calm down Charlotte, he shoots him a look like, dude, are you for real? So Mike drives to the original Fazbear location and breaks in to see the animatronics from the first movie all broken apart.
So that's what happens after the weekly check.
Back at the school, Abby shows off Chica, pissing off Mr. Berg, and Chica says she'll go talk to him. Mr. Berg gets his keys and comes across Chica and acts like a klutz when she attacks him and kills him by...
I don't know if YouTube will block me for this, so I'm just gonna say Wile E. Coyote to death.
As I thought. Nothing in there at all.
Hilarious.
Meanwhile, Mike is exploring the place and rescues Vanessa as she tells Mike that Abby left with the animatronics and Charlotte is behind this. They try to escape through the riverboat tunnel as Vanessa tells the backstory of Charlotte. And if you would hear this, how would you react to this story?
Skelet, I would sometimes still see her here, and stuck in the last emotion before she died. But there's this music box that kept her asleep. Asleep at this music box, but something or someone broke it.
You're insane, this idea is insane, and I'm never doing edibles again.
That wasn't my fault. You were just a clumsy cod. And no joke, the movie just gets sillier. You're with the balloon boy doing a Jaws thing in the river. Vanessa tells Mike that the marionette is controlling the animatronics and they have trackers on them to find they don't have a door to the security room.
What kind of idiot designed this place?
The same idiot who said yes to Extreme Movie and he's all that.
Meanwhile, Toy Freddy enters the fair, and just the dialogue in this movie sounds ridiculous in of itself.
He wins.
Yeah.
Prototypes then come to life as Mike tracks Toy Freddy and Toy Bonnie. Foxy attacks Vanessa while she's driving. Like a good neighbor, Foxy is here. And I don't know how else to explain this, but Toy Freddy tries to kill these parents, but Vanessa flings Foxy off her car that hits Freddy.
I cannot make this stuff up.
Also, like I said, I didn't play the games, but for some reason while Mike is trying to deactivate the animatronics, puts on a mask to trick the other animatronics, but it apparently doesn't affect Foxy.
What else? You can't get them wet, you can't feed them after midnight, and no bright lights.
Also, funny enough, YouTuber Matt Pat plays the voice of Toy Bonnie.
Parents are all the same, and I have to punish them for that.
But that's just a theory. A game theory.
Mike was able to deactivate the animatronics except for Chica, who took Abby home and the marionette possessed her, just as Vanessa tried to find Abby.
And remember when I did that Pennywise joke in an earlier scene? This is that, but the insanity of Chapter 2's third act.
With Abby in a Wednesday Addams clown doll outfit, reenactments of other horror movie scenes, and Mike doing an exorcist with a music box.
There is no end to this bonkers.
The animatronics surround them as Michael arrives, and the twist is that he is Vanessa's brother. I'm not going to lie, I never saw that coming. And apparently he wants to continue his father's legacy by starting Fast Fest to kill half the town. Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, besides the brother being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, they don't give a reasonable explanation.
But Mike managed to convince Freddy Fazbear and the others to destroy the toy counterparts, and Jeremiah stops Michael.
Where you think you're going, jackass?
I'm gonna make my role in this movie make sense.
The animatronics begin to die down as the ghost boy Freddy tells them they are going to move on and will see them in heaven, but warns Mike that he can't hold him when he moves on. Then Mike breaks off with Vanessa. I'm not going to lie, that made me upset they won't get together.
It's like the combination of the liar reveal and the couple's breakup cliches combined. Sucks.
And to make matters worse, the marionette possesses Vanessa.
Okay, despite the downer ending, this is a balls to the wall sequel.
You know, those types of sequels that whether or not they are good but insane and over the top, like Gremlins 2 and Venom Let There Be Carnage, this movie goes crazy that it can't be enjoyable. But yeah, there are some moments that I can see why people would hate this movie as well as enjoy it. Like I said, the ending I definitely didn't like, as well as some of the choices. But besides that, I couldn't stop laughing at the unintentional moments and lines, as well as some of the overtop kills. I don't know if there'll be a Five Nights at Freddy's 3, but I can definitely say I survived this one.
I'm Galactic Knight, and I'll see you guys next time.